Hello and welcome back to Heroes and Hooligans for another splendid Saturday where we are playing Sumarkula Stories, Episode 4, Hearts and Minds. I know Kevin and Chip opt out of doing recap. Christy, do you want to do it? If not, I certainly can. I just keep the Chaos Coin for myself.
I'm going to give up the Chaos Coin in the interest of resource management.
Sure.
In that I need to have my resources managed.
Okay. Yeah, so last session, you guys were headed out of town towards the mine. You were going to go check it out and kind of see what was going on. And as you sort of went for a walk and talked to Tug along the way, just right after Tug gets home and you get on the edge of town, some chaos sort of happens in town, and a pack of 10 wolves had descended on the village, and you were able to figure out that they were not trying to kill anybody, but mostly scare them. And at the end, the druid showed up and kind of helped shoo the rest of the wolves out while you guys had gone towards the more permanent option of ridding people from wolves. And there were some words exchanged between your group and Kerrigan, and she did express that she has no love for the mine and will do anything to get rid of it. And she also shared with you some of the crops and such that were ashy and falling apart, and kind of bringing some fruition to what she was saying about the land being harmed. And Tug had kind of confirmed some of these things and told you that the mine had previously been closed for very similar reasons, monster attacks and issues with crops and so on and so forth. And you figured out the mine's only been open a year, again for a year, and it was originally established a while ago and closed for a very long time. So you're kind of in this position of inflict poverty, or, you know, the mine stays open and they have money, but they don't have anything else because their crops are failing and the animals are, attacking and harming things, and all of their money's kind of going towards things that it shouldn't need to kind of manage that. So when we left off, you were kind of still just in a group there outside trying to figure out what it is that you're going to do moving forward. You wanted to go to the mine, I remember that much, but what do you want to do immediately after the chaos sort of dies down?
Right. Maybe we should split. Some of us should stay here in town in case there's another incident with the wildlife, and the rest of us could go down into the mine and see what precisely could be causing this. Pink and Odd, if you'd care to join me.
Yeah, sure. I mean, aren't we going to go, negotiate with this boss dude?
Yes, I think we were. I think you'd be quite helpful for that. And Odd... Well, we need a bit... Everyone needs to bring a little bit of muscle around with them, at least.
Yes.
So as you're kind of having... As you're kind of having this little discussion, Tug, Tanner Hyde, you're very familiar with Tug. He's been the elder you've communicated with the most. He approaches you and he says that he thanks you again for your assistance. You guys have been a big help here in the little bit of time you've been here. We really appreciate you. I think there's a few options of things that can be done moving forward because clearly these beasts, they're just relentless. They're not going to give up on us. So we could hold a town meeting tomorrow and convince Mutterall to come, Carlsbad, and hear what we have to say and spend tomorrow convincing people to come and argue for closing the mine and speak for themselves when the time comes. Or we could maybe have a closed door meeting with the elders, more private, and alert them to kind of what we've figured out about this stuff and decide if we need to send Mutterall on his way, or we could just ask Mutterall to leave without a meeting. Well, really,
I
you
think
could ask him. I'm not very intimidating, but you
I
you
think
could just,
I think the issue we're running into is you keep saying all these things we've learned and we know. We don't know anything beyond that animals are attacking and the druid blames the mine. And last time the mine was open, animals attacked.
and plus what I told you about the crops and such as well
Yes,
about
but
that as well.
what proof do you have that the mine causes it and not someone who doesn't want the mine open trying to get their way?
Well, I am old enough to remember when we had to close the mine before, and
Yeah.
it's the all of the same stuff over again. Our crops failing, our food is just ashy. Things just, we have the money coming in, but the quality of life severely declines. People are getting sick more often. The air is always thick. There's that stench. Just we lost tourism. We don't have people come really visit much anymore, and when they do, they just hit the docks to pick up the stuff from the mine and then they leave.
Well, I think perhaps perhaps I'm not making my point clear. There's an old story wizards learn about a wizard who cursed a man and his entire family to die on their birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a great working of a curse to affect generations, yes? But what the one member of the family who survived the curse was able to tell us was that there was no magical death that occurred on their birthday. No, the thing that was different for them was they were ready on it when the wizard came for them with a knife. And I worry that now that the mine this druid hates so much has reopened, they are playing the part of wizard with a knife. Think about it. Animals attacking, crop failures, all things a druid could cause.
Yeah, and Kerrigan, she's very passionate, but she's still fairly young. She wasn't around the first time, so really she only just knows the stories that have been told and what she sees now happening. So I can understand what you're saying, but I don't think she's
Had to learn her
causing.
druidism somewhere. Perhaps an elder who told her the stories of what he or she did before when the mine was open.
I mean, you're free to make your conclusions how you wish. I
I just
I know
think
she's passionate. I
closing the
just don't think
mine.
that.
I just think closing the mine before we go into it and investigate is a bit. It's a bit of preemptive action.
Oh, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying just do these things and forget about visiting the mine. It's just my thoughts along with, you visiting the mine and what you've seen and heard and learned, that those are ways we could move forward after your investigation and depending on what you figure out.
Fair ideas. I think a town meeting's not out of hand, but I think having the topic pre-decided would be presumptive.
I mean, I'm gonna support you either way, whatever you decide, because you've offered us help here that you didn't have to offer. So whatever you decide, I'm going to agree with you because I trust your judgments. And the little bit of time that I've known you, it seems like you, as a group, care about things that don't directly affect you. So that leads me towards trusting you. It's just I'm an old man. I don't have the power and authority to do things on my own. So I will support you either way, whatever you decide, because you're going to be doing the investigating. I just only know what I know from living here.
Works for me. He's letting us do what we want.
Yes. No, I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying I don't think we quite know what we want and need yet. So we should find more information before declaring what that is. Before running a man who's brought wealth to this town out of it, or telling him that he must shut down progress.
Oh, we're not doing that yet. We're just
No, I know. It's just a matter of how to put this. Everything that Tug here proposed ended in the mine shutting down. It was just methods of getting there. I think there's a chance we won't need to shut it down at all, is all I'm saying.
Oh, don't worry about it. What are you worrying about? It's business. If there's money in it, they'll keep it going. If it's borderline, that's the only thing we have to worry about. But if there's money in it, they'll keep it going. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, there's no way that they'll close the mine even at a meeting if the vote isn't unanimous, especially if the townsfolk are involved. But
and anyway, this guy's not the top dog anyway, right? So I mean, it's only the top dog who's going to close it. If this guy gets turfed, they'll just replace him.
Well, we don't have really a top dog. It's just a 3 elder council, myself, which I'm only 1/3 of. If the other 2 have other opinions, then that's 2 out of 3, and that's a majority. And
hold on. You guys own it?
No, we don't own the mine. It's our town. We run the town.
Oh, okay. Well, who owns the mine?
Carlsbad, Mutterall, and then Mutterall Mining Works.
Oh, okay. So he's in town?
Yeah, of course he's in town. You met him he was doing the big speech for the.
Yeah. Oh, right. He's the one that might have actually called all these things. I mean, I'm just being conspiratorial there.
Yeah, he's the one that runs the mine.
I like the way you think, Pink.
Well,
Conspiratorial thought is the bare bones of wizardry. What if this is happening because of something else?
I mean, it seems a little weird. I mean, like where I come from, business, crime, she kind of puts her fingers together, But, it seems like it would be kind of counterproductive to making money if you're getting creatures crawling up and around your mine. So that makes me think that he's probably not behind it. He's probably a victim.
Yes. And the reason I suspect the druid is they're the only person who've openly stated a hatred for the mine.
Yeah, but the manager could also, apparently he's a bit of a dick. So, I mean, he could also just be, it could be politics.
Yeah, you can be an arsehole and still, be good.
Oh, yeah, you can be a totally good manager and be an asshole. Absolutely. Yeah.
And I think if anybody feels any sort of dissent towards the mine, Griff is fairly intimidating. The manager, the one that works for Carlsbad, he's big and scary, and people tend to not like to go against him or the mine because of that sort of intimidation. So maybe there are townsfolk that have feelings that we just don't know about. Kerrigan's the only one that doesn't seem intimidated by Griff in Carlsbad. She's a free bird. She does and says and feels how she wishes.
So the plan is basically we're going to go shake the Griff tree and see what falls out.
Well, we're going to shake the grift tree until he at least clears the workers that are in the mines out. I don't mind a bit of intimidation for that.
Oh, all right. Okay.
And see what falls out.
Okay.
Maybe not close it, but a temporary stoppage of work would be wise.
I hate over planning. I think that's good.
Let's just go. Yes, let's just go. I love over planning personally, which makes it good that you hate it because it'll stop me from doing it constantly.
Yeah, you gotta be flexible in these things.
Well, I planned my itinerary to meet you all here down to the minute.
How'd that go?
Very well, actually, except you were late.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna help tend to any of the villagers that were wounded and such during the wolves. You could find me in one of three places: the town hall, the tavern, or back at home. I'll be one of those places, depending on how long you're gone to the mines. Take care and be safe in there.
No guarantees. And we head off to go find Griff, I guess. Yeah?
Yep. I have dark vision. Do you have dark vision?
I do. I am an elf. Wait, actually, I might need to check that. Astro elf might be weird. I said it, and then I thought about it for 5 seconds, and I was like, wait. Yes, I have dark vision.
Okay, so you're going to head to the mine. So you get...
Is Zard here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. We are narratively writing the rest of the party off as staying back to watch the town.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So you head out of town towards the mine. It's just on the outskirts of town, the mine is, so it's not too far. How many of you have played Skyrim?
I've watched other people play.
Okay, so you know how when you go into caves and mines in Skyrim, it's like there are usually rooms carved that'll have like campfires or tables and stuff like that before you get to the actual. That's kind of how Two Deep Mine is set up. You've seen the outside of it. There's no grand entrance. It's just the entrance to the mine, and then some bushes and trees and shit around there. But once you go to the mine, there's nobody outside. Everybody seems to be inside working, and you can hear the noise of pickaxes and such coming from inside. So they full well do have people working. It is evening time. Not like super late evening, but like early evening by this point, 5, 6 o'clock. So it's still like a second shift. So there's quite a bit more. They do have, and I think Tug told you, they do run 3 shifts. The night shift is just the smallest. People that really want work, that don't have kids or families at home that they want to take care of, just a handful of people.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to the mine, and like I said, there's no like door or anything, and the noises is coming from inside. Do you just go straight in?
Yeah, I say why be so.
Yeah. I mean, I'll look around and see if we spot someone who looks like the foreman, but if we don't, then yeah, definitely head in.
No, we just wandering like we own the place.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and there's nobody outside, so you don't spot anybody outside the mines. But once you wander in, you could find Griff. He'll probably actually be the first person you come across as foreman. His responsibility is not only to keep the workers moving, but he also handles paperwork and so on and so forth.
Is
When
there
you
a
head in,
is there a smell or anything to the place?
oh yes, the whole town, the whole place of the town Shinbone here, that's the little village that you're in, is Shinbone. It has a constant stench of sulfur and slate. And once you get like into the mine, it smells much stronger, and also mixes in the sense of mining, such as dynamites and such that are used to blow up chunks of the mine so they could tunnel it and so on. It's just it's not pretty at all. It's not a pretty sight on this little village on the outside. So the inside of the mine also not pretty.
And it's a strong sulfur smell.
Very, very strong sulfur, yes.
And
As
we should
we walk-
probably avoid fire things in here.
As we walk, you see Ven is just constantly prestidigitating the 5 feet of air in front of them to smell good.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. The sulfur smell is really strong. Pink, you live in a place that's extremely rocky and has sulfur pockets and lava pits. So it's not out of character at all for you to know that, hey, if we use any type of combustion in here, we could cause a big problem.
This is like my third apartment.
All right.
I kind of lived outside. It was like a tent. You went. Never mind.
Let me get you some tokens here.
Oh, let me open them.
Above VPG.
There we go.
Ooh.
You can arrange yourselves in whichever marching order you prefer. Personally, I just dropped you on there.
How do I zoom in this thing here? Zoom. There we go.
Scroll.
Yeah, I figured. No, scroll does up and down on mine. That's okay. I figured out the button.
Weird.
Linux. I probably said it that way at some point.
No, it's probably a setting I have on my mouse. It's all customized. I think Ven is Ven is trying to be directly behind Ard.
Fair enough.
So did we walk in and automatically see the dude?
Once you get in a little bit, yeah, probably about 10-15 feet. He'll be right there in the first little carved room. He's there, and he's sitting at a desk, and he's got this giant ledger book flipped open in front of him, and he's head down and writing in the ledger book, using his abacus that sits on his desk, and adding and doing the things that he needs to do. He has a pickaxe on his back, and he has a whip on his side. He just emanates this battle readiness to him. He is you've heard people say, and even Tug told you, he's kind of cruel. So he's just got this sort of scowl on his face as he He's just got resting bitch face and sits there at his desk working on papers.
Okay. She walks right over there, super confident. Her tail is the only thing that gives her away a bit. It's a bit twitchy, but otherwise she looks totally confident. And she's like, puts her hand on his hip. She goes, "Are you Giff?"
I'm Griff. Yes. What are you doing in here? It's against safety regulations for you to be in here. You're not wearing a hard hat. You don't have steel-toed work boots on. You're out of safety attire. You shouldn't be here.
She knocks her horns and then lifts her foot and go, "They're hooves."
And my toes are completely fucked. Doesn't matter.
She goes, "Look, we came here to talk to you, actually."
Talk to me. What can I do for you?
"We're here to investigate what happened during the celebration," she says with the quotes again in her fingers.
Oh, them damn bugs. It's not the first time we've seen them.
Oh. Tell me more.
We've killed a couple here in the mines before as well. They pop up every once in a while and cause quite the havoc, since most of these town folks can't tell a dagger or a sword from a hole in the ground.
Have you lost people before to them?
Absolutely.
Okay, so how come you haven't eliminated all of them?
Well, we kill the ones that we find, but I don't know where they come from. How am I supposed to kill all of them?
Go looking
When
for
they
them?
when they get in the mine, they die. And sometimes so do our workers.
Well, you mean your concern is touching.
Part of the job. It's a hazardous job to have. It's not picking daisies and farming vegetables.
Does it pay better than picking daisies and farming vegetables?
I think it pays pretty well.
What kind of daisies grow in a bloody mineshaft?
No,
They don't.
that's why they don't pick daisies.
Yeah. Follow along here. Okay. And then she
They
looks
don't
back at
grow
him.
here. Why bring it up if they don't grow here?
There's been some people who have cast aspersions towards you, she says. Kind of giving him a knowing glance, like this is totally expected.
Well,
So we're just going to need to have you confirm to us that this wasn't some great plan of yours to say, take over the mine from the owner.
why would I do that? He pays me really well. I've worked for him for a long time. This isn't
How
the
long?
first mine of his that I've run. Oh, let's see. I'm 45 now. I joined the service when I was 16 and I got out when I was 21. So as many years as 21 to 45 is.
24.
52.
I'm sorry, what was that, Odd?
Math is not my
Ben is
strong suit.
completely distracted by this and is like, oh my god, I need to teach Ard basic maths.
I was just saying numbers.
So
Count to 10 for me. Without
Okay.
using your fingers.
guys, focus. You can do this later.
12.
Oh lord. Yes, we're here because during the course of our investigation, we will need you to temporarily put a stoppage to the work and clear the workers out of the mine.
temporarily. We've lost enough time with the shenanigans over the last day or so.
And you'll lose plenty more if all of your workers are dead, won't you?
We have reason to believe that maybe your bug situation isn't under control.
Why would you think such a thing? It just happens every once in a while.
Because we're experts.
We are.
Pink and I
Okay,
are experts.
Yeah,
Odd
we're
is
just
must
at the beginning. Yeah, just the two of them. We're experts.
Go
Go
ahead and roll me a deception, Pink. You can have advantage since Ven says we're the experts here. Give me a deception on this expert stuff.
I turned off my character sheet when I opened the map.
Yeah, you can open it right in the
Sheet.
map.
There we
Yeah.
go. There we go. And I just chose something, so let me just check my features. Okay, I just wanted to see if any of this would affect it. It doesn't. Okay. $17.
Okay, and he sort of raises an eyebrow at you and says, "Experts, huh? How many mines have you worked in?"
I didn't say I was a mine expert. I said I was a monster expert. Well, I didn't even say that, but now I have. Yeah, we're experts in monsters and infestations. It just happens to be in a mine this time.
I won't close the mine down without orders from Carlsbad, but I can give a little bit of break in between shift change.
What do you think? She says, looking over at Venme. What do you think? Is that enough, or do we need to go above his head? She looks at how he reacts to her saying go above his head.
He's not very reactionary. He just has this kind of permanent scowl thing going on.
Okay.
I think a short break between shifts is a good start. Of course, if anything turns up in our investigation, that break will need to be extended. We wouldn't want any miners who may or may not be involved to be able to hide evidence, of course. That would lead to this investigation needing to be extended, causing more harm.
And business harm.
Why I hear the elders are already speaking about shutting the mine down permanently again. Really, our investigation could lead to greater profits for you.
I'm not going to be out of a job either way. There's plenty of mines I could go work in. That's Carlsbad's business. I'll give you the hour, but anything over that, you're going to have to let me know so I can go and take you to talk to him.
That's fair. I think we can live with that.
That works.
Now, when's the shift transfer?
Well, it's 5-6 p.m. now. This is second shift. They only started just a couple hours ago. So still plenty of time, usually around 11 o'clock.
Is it worth talking to the workers and seeing if we can figure out if there's a pattern to all this?
Now, don't you go slowing down production while we are running.
I think looking at it with fresh eyes before we become more biased by folklore might be wise. get our perspective on it before we hear others.
All right. We'll be back. We'll be back. I'm sorry. How long did he say it would be before the transfer was?
Few hours.
About
We can
5
be
hours.
back. And we could be back.
Well, we could even go through, not speaking to anybody, to take a look now, and then look more thoroughly when the transfer happens. Perhaps it's something in the way the mine is operating that could be easily changed.
Didn't even think of that. Though we aren't mine experts, remember. But yeah, we could see if there's something they're doing that would be
Well,
cracked monsters. Okay.
Pink, darling, you're not a mine expert.
He's a miner.
She just looks at you like the look is supposed to say we don't know each other well enough yet. Her look actually means don't say anything you can't back up. But you probably just look at it and see her just look at you like, oh, you know. Let's put a tap on it.
Yep. Well, we'll be beginning our inspection, sir.
Hold on, wait just a minute. You're not going anywhere without these. And he gets up and goes to a couple of crates that he's got there. And he pulls out these bright orange, like highlighter orange hard hats and gives them to all of you. And the one that he gives you, Pink, is kind of got some openings for horns and such, because they don't just have humans that work here, so they've got preparations.
I'm picturing
that
I'm picturing that Pink's is a little too big because it's sized for like a minotaur.
So yeah, something like that. Yeah, probably. And he gives the two of you that wear shoes a new pair of boots each to wear. And these have on the outside, they've got hard steel coverings riveted into the toes and the heels.
These are a few sizes too big. Do you have some smaller ones?
At least make my feet look fat.
Right.
Just lace it up tighter.
He pulls out a handful of pairs. Pick whichever ones.
I think Ven goes for the smallest pair and still just puts them on over his sandals.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely do that. Fit your feet right in with shoes if you've got little tiny feet.
Yes.
I just fit my hat in tight between the two horns. And then I look around for a mirror when I don't see one. I'm like,
I just pull down my hood, thus revealing my skull, and then putting the hard hat on.
Don't bother anybody. Don't interrupt production. I'll be down to check on things, but be careful. The traversing from level to level of the mine is pretty steep. It's a good 60-foot drop from one level to the next.
Hey, I've played enough Minecraft. I know how to do this.
Everyone starts bleeding
like,
from the nose.
What is Minecraft?
Pay no mind to Odd. A good fighter, but I'm not entirely certain he knows language. And isn't just making sounds.
Isn't that what language is?
Language requires intent, Odd.
As they leave, she goes, how do you make sounds? You don't even have a neck.
That is magic.
Ah. So if there was an anti-magic spell, you could actually lose, like, would you just fall into like a pile of bones?
Well, there's actually a very fascinating interaction between permanent in-body magics and anti-magic fields, where they do not interrupt the processes that run you, but stop you from manifesting them outward. And Ven just begins to nerd out as we walk deeper into the mine.
Do you understand anything he's saying?
Actually, yeah, it's quite interesting. Mentally, she's recording all this to write down in her journal later because this is basically intelligence.
I stopped paying attention when you said anti-magic, because what the fuck is that? How could you be anti-magic?
Pink's main purpose being here is actually, she's basically a spy, right?
So the way it works is you're really enforcing your reality where there is no magic upon a localized field of the world in which magic exists. And then, I'm sorry, we must focus and begin to head deeper into the mine.
Oh, yeah. We can talk about that later.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, so you head down through the mine, and it's kind of spirals down in the way that it goes, and you get down to around the first bend, and you see that there is like 2 different ways the mine spirals down, and you could walk the narrow paths that are at the top to get to where you're going, or from level to level there is a ladder that goes down, but it is a 60-foot kind of drop each direction that it goes. And the path, like the grade at which the pathway spirals down is incredibly steep, making it difficult terrain sort of for movement up and down and back and forth and so on and so forth.
Okay. I'm going to be, I mean, there's no reason to rush down here. So.
No,
and I'm assuming that this place isn't going to win any work safe medals. There's not a sign around here that says been 0 days since somebody was killed.
I'll let you move your tokens how you so choose, but right here is where the mine starts to split in the opposite directions. So, which way do you want to go? Left or right?
Meeny, miny, right. Wait. Sorry. Upside down. Left.
As you say that, I put both of my hands up and do the fucking 2 L things and just to be like, which fucking way am I going? And then just walk right.
I whistle like I totally know what I'm doing, but I'm staring at his hands to make sure I do the left thing right too.
As you sort of start to walk through, you realize that the edges of these paths, like the closer you get to the edge, the ground is sort of softer and looser earth. And if you get your feet too close to the edge, like some of the dirt will break away and fall down, giving you the inclination that maybe hugging the wall is the best idea.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out what left is. Left toward the 2 big rocks, or is left?
So
this would
if you're looking at it, turn your head upside. Wait, wouldn't that be right from where we're coming?
I guess backwards. I'm talking left or right as you look at the map, right? Like, are you going
map right? I think map right is what it suggests.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can ping on the map which way you want to go. Just double click your mouse if it's on select.
All right, so we're headed this way. Yes? Or were we going this way?
I think the second one.
This way.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Certainly better lit, according to the.
Yeah. What
and you
is
hear
this
the
mine lit
sound.
with?
Torches.
Torches in a place that we've already said
They're
is
not.
very explosive.
Yeah.
It's not like regular torches. They burn. They don't burn. They're like phalite crystal torches.
All right. Okay. Magic torches.
Yeah.
I was about to say.
Like little
realized
crystal
I
wall
can't-
sconces that are in the
I-
shape of a torch.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so you can
And there's nothing. You let us know if anything pops up. And so I'm assuming we just keep going forward. Can we see these people yet?
yeah, you hear it, like it echoes through and it gets louder as you get closer, and you see when you come up there's one person there, but they're just on that sort of side, and they're kind of working on the one corner there, and it's a very interesting color of material that they're mining. It's got this kind of gold bronze sheen to it, to the veins that they're mining, but there's just this like kind of green marbleization to it, almost the way that copper looks when it's oxidized, but it's raw in the veins like that. And there you see the first person, and then if you go around the bend you'll see the rest of the people, and that's what they're mining, this interesting looking ore, which you could make some checks if you wanted to try to figure out what it is.
I'd love to give you like a nature check about that.
Yeah, you sure could. Nature would be fine, history would be fine. Pretty much anything in the knowledge line could apply to figuring it out.
They're all +7.
All right.
How many minutes into the mine are we?
With moving slowly and at a very steep sort of downgrade before you hit this mining level, probably, I would say 10, 15 minutes it would take you, being cautious.
But it is very steep.
Yes, it is a very steep downgrade. Like
How
it's like
old
a hill down.
How old did they say this mine was?
Pretty old. It's been around for quite some time.
Huh. I mean, I'm just curious because it was actually her asking. She went, I'm just wondering because, we're not that deep into the mine and there's still ore. That tells me either they haven't mined it as well as they could have, or maybe it isn't as old as they say, or maybe it really is as rich as they say. I mean, if they're still getting stuff this high up and they've been mining it for years, she shrugs. Seems like it's actually pretty profitable.
Oh, you make quite the point.
Yes.
Huh. And she just notes that.
I'm curious if perhaps the initial mine was narrower, more focused on getting deep into the earth, where people tend to think the rarer ores are, and then when reopened, maybe it expanded the tunnels outwards, finding it more rich towards the surface as well.
Did they say that it was open for something else and then they found that stuff? I'm trying to remember.
No, I think they said the mine was just, all they've told us is the mine reopened a year ago, and the bad shit started happening again very shortly after.
Right.
I mean, you could full well choose to bother the miners, even if you said you wouldn't. Griff doesn't appear in sight at this moment, and you're down. When you hit the first platform, you're down. Well, the platform that you're on, you're down probably about 120 foot or so. The first 60 foot was where you came to the sort of, for lack of a better term, crossroads, and then you've gone down another 60 foot where you're at.
What can you tell us about the miners themselves?
Yeah.
They're just commoners. They're in mining attire, pickaxing away. They don't turn to talk to you. They're very focused on what they're doing. There's 5 of them here in this group. They just seem to be focused on what they're doing. I wouldn't say they look overly ragged, but you can tell that they're people that work hard and are tired, and their bodies, show the
Really?
hard work on them.
Human?
Blended, I think, was what was said earlier.
Yeah, blended. There's humans and dwarves and gnomes and some of these sort of quote unquote monstrous style races.
But yeah, that's a 21 on the nature check about this metal, by the way.
Yeah,
I rolled a 23 on my investigation check because I want to be a nerd about something for once.
Hell yeah,
so
dude.
you have heard of this ore before. It is a very rare type of ore, and it makes good weapons and armor. And even the night before or earlier, whenever you had met Focus, the Minotaur, they had mentioned to you that they were looking for a certain ore. This is orichalcum.
Oh, that's right. We made a bunch of Kingdom Hearts jokes about upgrading the weapons because of that. I forgot about that.
Oh, look. It's orichalcum. How the fuck you pronounce it?
Orichalcum.
That, yeah.
I think, if I remember correctly, the word comes from corrupted Elvish, actually. Originally meaning the green metal.
Oh, yeah. It's metal and it's green.
Pink just rolls her eyes at this conversation.
Odd to see it so close to the surface, isn't it odd?
See, I know about the metal itself, know where it comes from. See, I didn't even know it came from elves, but...
Well, it doesn't come from elves. That's just our name for it. And then we said it so much other people decided to use the same name.
Cultural appropriation.
Well, no, more linguistic loanword.
Lingua.
They borrowed our word because they liked the way it sounded.
Why didn't you just say that then?
I did. And it took me less time, too.
Yeah, potato, tomato.
Where do you see what languages you know again?
It's got its own tab.
Yeah, it should be like...
Or wait, you're using the sheet on above VTT?
Yeah.
Bottom left-hand corner with your tool proficiencies.
Yeah.
I forgot I gave myself those 2 languages.
Right.
Elvish is not one of them.
She mutters something you can't catch about it, but you think it's something about. Actually, you think she might be muttered in Elvish.
Yeah, so you figure out the type of ore and that they're working on in this place. And you remember they said there are several different types here, so that's just what they have right here in this area.
Do we want to bother the miners or keep going down?
I'm a bit more interested in the mine itself right now, to be honest.
Yes, myself as well. Keep exploring then?
We don't interrupt a dwarf when they're digging a hole. I'll end up
Are there any spare tools kicking around?
Next to each miner's sort of workstation where they have their water canteens, they have an extra pickaxe in case theirs breaks, but really that's it. It's actually kept fairly orderly and organized for a mine. You saw that when you were up in the office area where he had the different tools and stuff organized in racks on the walls with pickaxes and so on and so forth.
And there's no half broken ones kicking around?
Nope, not right now, but they're just getting to be about halfway into their shift, so.
I should have grabbed a pickaxe when we were up top.
Why do you work here?
No, but it might be worth, taking a closer look at this mineral. But
I walk up to this guy on my left. Yes, we'll be borrowing your spare pickaxe, if that's all right.
I guess. And he gets right back to working.
It'll be returned by the end of your shift. If you've got what?
Well, just
4
make
hours
sure it
left?
makes it back to me, or they'll take it out of my paycheck.
That's so mean.
If they do, you come and find me. If they take it out of your check, you come and find me at the inn, and I'll recompensate you.
I just smile and grab the pickaxe. And how heavy is it?
I don't know what to
Pickaxe,
weigh.
5 pounds.
5 pounds, yeah.
5
So
to
that's
10
normal.
pounds usually. 5 to 10
Okay.
pounds usually.
So nothing special about it, like iron or whatever.
Yeah, just a standard pickaxe.
Okay. I'll bring it right back. I promise. And then as we go a bit further, if there's an area where there isn't people, but there's a little bit of ore.
Yeah, so you can continue to sort of go down right there, like along the bottom of the map, and you'll go down another 60 foot and hit another platform down there. And there are ore veins down here as well, but they're different. These are more solid green type of metal, darker than oxidized copper is. And you could do checks again to see if you recognize this type if you wish.
I would love to. I have a question. If I can just straight shot call it for the roll, will you give me advantage on the roll?
Sure.
Actually, I can give you. Okay.
Oh, hey, look, there's more like green shit.
You said malachite?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and take your advantage there.
I spend too much time doing fantasy shit, gang. 24.
Yes, it's definitely malachite.
I was like, even more green than orichalcum.
Isn't malachite like a fucking turquoise color?
What was that?
Or isn't it a turquoise color? Or is that just in Skyrim?
Malachite is like, it's the stuff that in like a lot of fantasy settings, glass weapons are made out of.
Yeah, it's like a in big chunks, it's a deep green, but when it's
when it's forged and spread out, it's more like see-through.
It lightens up. Yeah, like when it's formed into a blade, it's like the more teal or whatever. But when it's in big chunks, it's the darker green.
There's nowhere for the light to pass through into, so it looks darker.
Yeah.
So what do they use this stuff for?
All sorts, really. Weaponry, armor, window panes.
Weapons?
I can
Like
buy
it's hard
windows as
enough for
ammo.
weapons?
When crafted correctly, yes.
I'm gonna try seeing how hard it is to actually mine it. I'm just gonna whack it with the pickaxe. There's absolutely no. She has no idea what she's doing. She's just trying to get an idea of what these people do,
Okay.
how hard it is, and that kind of thing.
All right. So go ahead and roll athletics.
Athletics. I have a +7 in athletics.
Damn.
Nope, that's acrobatics.
Ah. I was like, damn, rogue with a 7 athletics.
Oh, I got an 18.
Damn,
Yeah.
nice.
So
Right.
you swing the axe pretty hard and with intention, and you're able to break away a chunk of this, which you figure is probably not directly how they go about it. They don't want to chunk it out. They want to, have it in.
Go around it kind of thing.
Yeah. But you're able to break off like about a 1 pound chunk there.
Huh. And that more evidence that this is a productive mine. And then I'm going to try and I look at the other two, smile, and put it in my bag.
Maybe you can make a helmet.
She knocks the one that they gave her.
Yes, speaking of which, the bright orange is so garish. Would you mind if I... and I'm going to recolor mine to match the rest of my outfit. Which is currently that, like, all black that I did because of the dirt and soot.
That's a good trick.
Yes. Do you want a different color for yours?
Can you match my skin?
Certainly. Odd.
I want bright pink.
Lovely.
Ooh.
Yeah.
This is fun.
I think that's actually even safer than it was before.
I know we're investigating this because people have died, but I'm having quite a good time with you. It's good to have fun when you can. Onwards.
She points her hand toward deeper down, and off they go.
Hey ho, in the mine we go.
Yeah, so you are where you just did your little mining experiment was 180 foot down. And if you're continuing on down, you're going to go down another 60 foot. So you're at what, 240 deep now?
Yes. Yep. I'll keep track of depth if you'd like.
I just got to
Everyone's
say it for my own self too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is
you
there
find
any
this is just
evidence- Oh, go ahead.
as I say, this is just a little this next kind of mining area you're at is very small. It looks like the sections you're getting into now are some of the newest sections added. They're much deeper than the previous ones. And the ore in this platform is, again, another entirely different style of vein.
Is it the same color?
No. This is like a bright silvery kind of color.
Ooh, it's
Okay, well-
sparkly.
That's a 24 for investigating this piece of metal.
It is quicksilver.
Oh, hey, look, it's Hawkeye's shield. Oh, wait, you don't get that reference. Doesn't matter.
Perhaps we were wrong. Maybe you are a mine expert as well.
Hey, I said I played Minecraft, okay?
Still don't know what that is.
Oh, it's got mine in it.
Are you trying to say mine shaft?
No, it's
No, it's a
Like-
game. He keeps saying it's a game. It's like, with dice and stuff.
Oh, would you like? We'll talk about this more when we're not actively investigating one.
There's a really popular game back home. It has ladders and snakes. Something like that.
no. I'm pretty sure that's tubes and sevens.
Okay. I mean, this is much prettier metal. Is there any evidence that there's been violent, like these bugs came out of the ground, right?
They did,
Yeah.
but I think if I remember correctly, they were filling holes back in behind them as they
So
dug.
they made the holes and then they filled it in behind them, right?
Yeah, they're like tunneling creatures.
Is there any evidence of them? If I'm and here I'm going to be more investigative. Like, if there's evidence of it being hidden.
Not right in this area you're in, no.
Has there been up till now?
Well,
I think maybe we would have had to take a closer look while we were there.
yeah, I don't really think you came across anything in the areas you've been at so far that indicates that anything has tunneled through. It looks pretty much like a lot of mining has been done, but I think if you were more focused on what type of metal it was rather than that sort of line of
Well, I mean,
thinking. So I don't
They
think you've
had
seen
to they had to come up from here to get to where they came to, right?
Well, no, they came up outside of the mine. So
yeah, up directly through the ground.
Perhaps
okay.
perhaps their burrow is next to the mine, or connects somewhere, or connects somewhere further down.
Right. Okay. She looks satisfied that she's got the idea of So the bugs weren't coming from the mine itself; they were coming from underground, but not in the area where the mine. They were there
Yes.
where the town was.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Looks like a bit of rockier footing here on this one. Take care. I say as I
All
notice the little
I'm like-
split in the worn path here.
So what kind of, I don't know. Should we keep going? Are we getting any information here?
I don't think we've
seen that
really
each layer
learned.
has a different metal.
Yeah, I don't think we've really learned much yet, but it is odd to see that so many different metals occurring naturally near each other. Usually a mine has one or two predominant, ores, since they all require different circumstances to form.
Oh, no, absolutely. I'm totally telling the queen to buy this mine. This mine looks like it's mint. I'm kind of surprised that they don't have more workers down here.
Well, I'm sure the first shift is the busiest.
Good point.
Probably saw all those workers clustered up near the top, since I think, by my recollection, orichalcum's one of the most what's the word? Profitable by weight.
Well, she looks down into the mine. Is it worth finding out where the bottom of this thing is?
I think so.
No, she looks over at the other person in the group.
I'm
Odd.
just staring at the fucking quicksilver. Just poking it. What?
Do you want to keep going, or do you want to turn back?
She turns the handle of the pickaxe to him and goes, "You want to try?"
I get to break things.
Have at it.
I'll take the pickaxe and again attempt to break this piece of quicksilver.
Okay. Athletics.
Yeah, apparently I have a +2. I'll take it. Please be good. It is good. It's a dirty 20. If it will load, yeah, dirty 20.
Yeah, so you break off a little ore chunk, about a pound's worth.
I just pick it up and then shove it in my pocket. I feel safer with it already. You know, robot's gonna kill me.
It did almost get you last time.
I mean, it's not only full of stuff. It doesn't seem like it's that hard to mine.
Well, you have to consider when you're actually mining for production, you're not just breaking the ore off, you're carving the stone out around it so that you can take the full chunk.
So
I mean,
basically,
or isn't the ore harder than the rock? I guess not necessarily.
It depends on the ore, but there's a lot more rock than there is ore.
All right. Well, she looks back down at the mine. I guess we've gone this far.
I mean, if you want to turn back, Pink, we can.
I don't know. When you go this far down someplace and you haven't been attacked by anything, it feels like you're just pushing your luck. But
I'm not sure.
the Queen's probably going to want to know.
Feels like it's almost a sunk cost fallacy, but in reverse.
The Queen's probably going to want to know the full extent of what's in the mine for investment purposes. So yeah, I guess let's keep going.
I'm curious as we continue walking. Which queen do you refer to?
What's her name again?
Lysanthia Inahana.
yeah,
Queen
but
Lysanthia.
Can I give you a
She's the head
history
of
check?
Oh, she's very well known. She's the queen of botany.
Okay, cool.
She's the head of all the families.
Essentially the equivalent to Zenlin's mother.
Gotcha. I didn't realize you were in royal service, Pink.
Oh, I work for the government.
Interesting.
But I mean, getting to know the Queen was a social upgrade. I mean, she acts like, she's hot shit now.
A very valid girl.
She very much is hot shit, as you say.
Damn straight.
and you say people say I talk weird.
You do.
I think both things can be true. I think honestly, all three of us probably talk a bit weird.
Yeah, no, you use made up words all the time.
All words are made up odd.
I think that's probably the wisest thing you've said yet. And the only thing I understood.
Aren't you an interdimensional being?
Just because I come from some other place that I don't fully understand doesn't mean that I understand this place. Also, have you seen me? I was dead for a bit.
I fully thought you were talking to me, Pink. And yes, technically, but I was born here on this plane. My mother and father are interdimensional beings.
You were born on a plane?
This plane of existence.
But it doesn't have wings.
This world, odd. A plane is. You know what? Yes, I was born on a plane without wings. I don't know what that means. Planes don't normally have wings, but I was born on a plane without wings. Yes.
I'm gonna have to show you what a plane is.
You know, I had
Just for clarification,
heard of planar travel before I redid this, but
just for clarification, because I think this might be something I missed in my rewatch of episode 1. Is Ard from Earth?
Yeah,
No,
Art,
he's not.
Art is essentially Deadpool. So you know how Deadpool has fourth wall breaks?
Gotcha.
That Art has the same thing.
That
Gotcha.
he comes from a world that is basically just a very advanced space drama, so he knows what a plane is, but he doesn't know what interplanar travel is because he's an idiot.
yeah, I got the impression that he's 50 cents to the dollar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
the brightest in the bunch.
Let's keep on moving then.
Yeah, and so you go down another 60 foot, and this is where you realize that it's the newest portions where they have kind of branched off in a couple of different directions. You don't see any mining platforms, how they have, how you've passed before, but you see they've started to tunnel in different directions. And about when you get to the bottom center area there, kind of where Ven and Ard have moved up to, it was pretty narrow where you just came through, and it took a little finessing, and still even some of the rocks fell away, and as it did, and it just as Pink gets across, a eruption of sulfurous gas comes out of the sort of ground area near you, and in it's like in around about a 30-foot radius. So the three of you make me a Constitution saving throw, if you will.
Oh God,
I will.
I'll try.
Do I need to? Because I don't need to breathe.
Yes, you still need to.
All right. Okay.
All right,
15.
10.
Okay.
Con save. Okay. Please.
Does your character basically act like a reborn?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the race I chose. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an 8.
Okay, so that's 3 fails, taking 12 poison damages, unless you have immunities or
fucking
resistances to that.
That's more than half
15.
my health.
15 was a fail too.
I do have.
Yeah. You needed a 16 to pass, so anything under 16, anything under that is a fail.
Wait, hang
so
on.
you'll take 12. What?
This would count as poison gas, correct? Technically,
It
I
is
have advantage
poison,
on that.
yes.
Okay,
Yes,
cool.
it's
I
poison.
can roll another one then.
I said it was poison.
I didn't catch that. All I heard was gas. Okay, that's if it'll load. That's a 17.
Yep, so you'll take only half damage. You'll take 6 poison on a pass.
And how much damage did I take?
12.
12 on a fail, 6 on a pass.
Would I technically take 3? Because I'm half from the save and then I'm resistant to poison.
If you're
Yeah,
resistant, so you take 3.
Yeah. Cool.
Then immediately doubles over and begins coughing up blood and vomiting.
So I'll just go over and help him with that. She's recovering faster. This really is like my third apartment.
Back up to the surface. Surface! Oh, I don't want to breathe this anymore. This is supposed to be a research job.
It is in a dangerous mine, you know. But
You know what?
she looks around. She looks around. Have they gone deep enough for things to change yet?
Yeah, you're kind of at the point of seeing, like I said, where the new tunnels have been started, and
Like
this
we can
is
tell
where,
they're digging tunnels out in preparation of making more mining platforms.
yeah, if you want to try to investigate, even still being in this cloud, it will move on each round essentially, so it will kind of dissipate, but you can try to sort of investigate this area and see if there's anything other than just that pocket of gas that
No,
bursted during the wall.
Ven is fully running from this gas.
I'm gonna stick here for a bit and just roll a 19 on my investigation check.
Ven spends their turn running difficult terrain, 15 feet that direction.
I will do a quick investigation and then run up.
Yeah, I'm just staying here. I'm fine for now.
So this is
One
kind of
giant
where,
ass cloud.
well, it's 30 foot, the radius. So it'll roll on, but then you'll still, if you go forward.
Then Ven spends their action dashing.
Yeah, I'm not going forward, but I'm not going back.
Yeah, and it's gonna move
Full focus.
30. It's gonna move in the direction you went, Ven. So you'll have to save again. But if you go back, you'll get out of it. Does that make sense?
It's not moving. Yeah, I think it's not moving yet, and Ven
Yeah,
is
it's
just
gonna
full
move.
panicking.
Yeah, so it's gonna move. If anybody else is taking any sort of movement, go ahead, and then this sort of thing is gonna move as well.
No, I'm investigating the area. I think I'm the only one who
Okay.
might survive a bit longer.
Pink, are you moving or are you staying with Ard?
I'm staying put, but not moving forward.
Yeah, so it's gonna roll on forward, and then you'll still be in.
Yeah, so will I.
No, you won't. You're out.
Oh no. Okay.
Well,
So you'll have to make
I have a
your save
question,
again.
Julie.
Yeah.
As I see it moving towards me, can I starlight step back to rejoin the rest of the party?
Yep, you could do that and get out of it. I'll say you could do that for sure.
Cool. I can't. Oh, there we go. I couldn't grab myself for a second there. I was only grabbing
'cause of
the
the thing.
gas. I got it.
There you go. Yeah, you could definitely go back as it moves forward. Certainly could. But Ard, where you're sort of investigating, I saw your investigation check here. Like I said, you figure out that they're sort of tunneling. They had been tunneling forward some more, and this is where you see things are a little more chaotic in the directions that they've tunneled. It's stayed in like a fairly spiral sort of manner before, but these start to jut off in different directions, and the dust is really thick here. It looks like they have kind of stopped tunneling here. And you're down a couple levels now. You've gone down, about another 180 foot or so in total from where you saw the miners. So you kind of notice that these are newer but not being used, and you can see some sort of disarrays in the path that have been carved in terms of like disturbances in the rocks and such, like burrow holes and so on, like covered over burrow holes, the way that they looked up top when the onkegs went back into the ground.
Well,
We have moles infestations.
here we go. There's our bugs.
Bugs? Oh, I thought these were moles.
They're bugs, aren't they?
Yeah, they're the bugs. Ankegs are like giant bugs.
How many holes would you say there are? Like a dozen more?
I would say that they're not necessarily open holes, like they look like patches have been covered over. And with there being multiple directions, I would say, yeah, probably a dozen or more in total.
Hmm. Well, I think we found the source of the bugs.
Source, I don't know, but definitely they're in the mine. And they definitely met them when they were going down here. So why keep going down? I mean, if you have found the layer where the bugs are, and you've still got so much stuff up top, why even bother?
Capitalism.
Give me an insight check. Pink.
Insight? You got it. $18. Wow. I don't think I've rolled this well in a long time.
As you ask yourself, why keep tunneling down? And Ard says, capitalism. You think to yourself that the miners, they're pretty terrified of Griff and nobody really fucks with him. So they kind of have two options: face down what waits at the bottom of the mine or refuse to dig deeper, incurring the foreman's wrath. Kind of mentally answer the question for yourself.
Yeah, but it seems like unnecessary risk to profit ratio. It occurs to everybody that Pink seems to have some kind of knowledge. Like she's not that she's a merchant or anything, but she's very
financially aware.
Yeah. Academic's not the right word, but she's always taking notes and she's working toward trying to figure out why people are doing certain things for profit or not profit. Bureaucratic is the word that kind of comes to mind. And then she says that she worked for the government. Like, you're getting a feel for maybe why Pink's here.
I know she's a narc.
Yeah, so you can kind of think like market prices and so on, and you realize one ingot of malachite sells for 30 gold pieces. I mean, that's more than a handful of commoners would make in 1 year without such a mine, and that's per ingot. And the orichalcum sells for 20 gold an ingot, and the quicksilver is 25 an ingot. So they make really, really, really good money, especially since an aristocratic lifestyle, the most expensive lifestyle aside from royalty, is an average of 10 gold a year?
A week.
Oh, a week. So 10 gold a week, and 1 ingot of these could pay an aristocratic lifestyle 2-3 times over a week. Just 1 ingot itself.
Capitalism, my guys.
Yeah. She starts climbing back out now. But here's the thing. You're making that much money. What you're going to do is clear the place out. You're going to hire a band of adventurers to go down and kill them. That way you keep your staff, which allows you to mine more, which allows you to make just a massive amount of money. Also, we saw the town. It's not full of the ultra rich. So there's a lot of money going somewhere.
Well,
I'll say the town seems to be doing fairly well if the innkeeper can afford to close up shop at 3 in the afternoon for a party. So
Yeah, I mean there is that, but
maybe not wealthy, but certainly well off.
yeah, but why don't you hire a group of like? Why is this still a problem? Anyway,
Well, because
Just-
this
just-
is the first the problems come outside of the mine.
You been running? Why you out of breath?
or it's gotten worse.
Well, I'm out of breath on account of I just coughed up half of a fucking lung.
Oh, is that what that was? I thought that was what you had for breakfast.
It's probably a bit of that too.
No, my breakfast was just broth today.
Not all of us breathe through our ribs. All right, let's go.
But
I
that's
think we
why
know
your
what we
lungs
have to
are-
know here,
Yes.
and there's a lot of climbing ahead. Are you going to be
Um,
okay?
I could use a second to finish catching what's left of my breath.
All right.
And walking back up is definitely more difficult than walking down. So you'll be at quarter movement walking back up because the downgrade is so steep. Half movement going down, but coming back up, it's even worse. So quarter movement.
We're about 300 feet down right now.
Yes, essentially so.
Cool. I actually move out in front of the party. You'll catch up, right?
Sure. Why does that sound
no.
like
She had already started climbing, so as soon as you
Yeah,
passed-
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Ven's like pushing past you guys. All right, you can catch up, right? And I'm going to cast Kinetic Jaunt, which will increase my movement speed to 40 and allow me to ignore difficult terrain as I get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, you could have done that.
And
for
like I
everybody,
said,
but whatever.
there are ladders. You could climb the ladders, which would make the movement faster, or you could do the slow route of following the paths. And you've taken the slow route so far, following the paths. But you could take the ladders, which are not difficult terrain, so you would have full movement if you wished to do so. But that's totally up to you.
Ven is not the most athletic of people.
Yeah, that's
I think
fair.
they're gonna
Ven
stick to the
absolutely.
long path with some magic assistance themselves.
Yeah,
What
I
the
feel
rest
like
of the
that
party
makes,
does is up to them.
I think it makes a lot of sense for Ven to be like magically, I'm the fuck out of here. Yes, but if Pink and Ard felt like they would rather climb ladders, they could do that instead.
I'll
just-
Yeah,
climb.
basically?
Ven
You
just
climb a ladder?
starts
Yeah.
sprinting, and in about 30 seconds is back at the foreman's office, based
Yeah,
on the
so
speed I measured out.
You get out really quick. But Pink and Art, if you're going to take ladders, it takes you a little bit longer, but you could very well take your movement up the ladder. Feels much
Yeah.
safer than it did walking anyways. So you could do that. It would take you 15, 20 minutes total rather
Okay.
than the longer way where we're just walking. It took you 15 minutes to get into the first section. So you've been down through here for quite some time. Several hours of time have passed while you've been in there. And you could very easily take the ladders back up to the first level where you go to the foreman's office.
Okay. I don't push it. I don't need to.
Just regular movement gets you
Yeah.
up. Takes less time than, like I said, the steep sort of downgrades are. And it makes you kind of wonder to yourself how they're moving the materials at such a steep.
Yeah, actually, she did
Sort
think
of.
that because I was going to ask, did they have carts? But I figured you would have mentioned it.
Yep, no carts.
Bags?
We have they're kind of like backpacks. How they carry ore up and around if needed.
On
And
the
you're
way
sure
back,
there's
oh, go ahead.
yeah. No, I was gonna say, and
On
you're
the
sure
way
there's
back, I
probably
do.
it's okay, go ahead.
On the way back, I do return the pickaxe,
Yeah, absolutely.
dropping a
figured
hint
you
that I couldn't figure out how to use it properly.
Oh well, thanks for bringing it back. And you're back in up at Griff's office. Do you stay and talk? Do you leave? What do you do?
I wait outside the office area for the others to catch up, and then when they do, I walk up and I just throw the helmet he gave me at him. Didn't do anything about the fucking poison gas.
I don't know what gas he's talking about.
Well, I told you it's dangerous.
You didn't say poison gas.
Yeah,
That's
we
the
haven't
kind of
run
thing
into a-
That's the kind of thing you tell someone about.
Well, we haven't run into a pocket of that in a while, so it didn't catch my front of my mind.
Right. Pink, you said
Yeah,
you work for the government, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd
government.
quite appreciate it if you place this man under arrest for reckless endangerment.
Oh, not this government.
Oh.
Oh yeah, no, different country. But she says, looking up, I will note that it looks like you guys haven't gone down that far lately because on account of all the gas and bugs that definitely have been down there recently.
Oh, that's the new section. We've mostly stayed in the older section, and we kind of started losing veins there, and so we tunneled out farther. It seemed like we'd tapped out the old section, and that's where we had started finding more stuff. But
And she's like closing her eyes and nodding as he says all this, and she goes, "I'm just curious. Did the bugs show up before or after you disturbed them down at the bottom of the mine?"
Yes.
So you disturbed them, and they showed up afterwards. Did they show up more?
It's been a constant nuisance in the last year.
Constant nuisance in the last year. I mean, how long ago did you start that vein?
If I'm understanding Griff correctly, the bugs were showing up before and after.
Yeah. I get it. But I mean, did you start that vein about a year ago?
The new one about half a year.
Okay. And it didn't get worse after that. It was basically the same.
Yeah, it just seems pretty much as we move on, we'll run into them, and most of the time they go in the newer sections, but sometimes they'll pop up in the older sections. It's just a hazard.
I'm gonna see if this guy's lying.
Yeah, go ahead.
And
kind of like waves his hand.
I took a mastermind
Uh-huh.
as the type of rogue that I am.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's something to do with lying here.
Oh, I think you might have a feature or something.
Yeah, there is something. Maybe my background. Where is that?
I can look at your sheet.
It'll be in features and then class features.
Yeah, features.
Yeah, mastermind gets
Could have sworn there was something about lying.
at 17th level. You're automatically shown to be telling the truth no matter what.
Okay, then I will. I'll do an insight check.
Magically, like if someone tries to detect the truth magically, you can lie about it.
Oh no, he could be. I'd believe him if he was telling me that it was all made of fruit. Yeah, so yeah, I'm sure he's being honest. In fact, my character now trusts this guy.
Worst decision you've ever made.
Well, there's all kinds of trusts. I trust him to be a dick.
Ah, he's not so bad, she goes. Okay. By the way, I keep the hat unless he demands it back.
Yeah, same. I'm keeping my bright pink hat.
Yeah, I try to walk out with the hat.
He says, pretty much all he says is it's just an occupational hazard I've come across. Salamanders, giants, spiders, ropers. It's just it's not the first mine with creatures in it I've ever been in.
And you haven't hired anyone to take care of them? Why?
Well, usually we handle them when they come up. What would be the sense in employing extra staff if you don't need them every day?
You employ them to take care of the problem once. That way it doesn't cost you long. This is basic economics.
Yeah.
She points to her teammate and goes, "He's not wrong."
Yeah, it's basic nature, dude.
The gas pockets, yes, those are a standard occupational hazard. There's nothing to be done about them other than, mark where they are and be careful. I understand. Oh, and, let people know they're there. Rocks falling is an occupational hazard. Beasts twice the size of men that try to devour them in a single bite are a general hazard, not an occupational one. And from the sound, we lost Hooli.
Yeah.
I was wondering. The guy didn't respond to us. I was like, uh-oh.
I was like, my invective was too harsh.
You just broke Hooli.
Let's give her a second.
She'll probably be back on some kind of device unless our internet has decided to kill itself.
If you're enjoying the show, if you're enjoying the show, you should go to Hooli's Discord.
Yeah, come and check us out on our YouTube channel where you can catch all our VODs. Check us out in the Discord where we do casting. There's a wonderful game Hooli has up right now in our casting call, looking for one player. It is a pay-to-play game on Start Playing. Or Star Wars 5e, Shadows of the Sith. You should definitely check it out, and if you're interested, hop on in. Oh, and we have Hooli sort of
back now. My internet's doing a dumb.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. All you missed was then continuing to hurl invective at this man about being stupid.
Yeah, we're all questioning his business sense.
Pretty much the only thing he has to say to you about business sense is, I've been doing this for 20 plus years. I didn't realize you were the world's leading in mining operations, since I've never heard of your mining company.
Oh, you have a mining company? I thought you just worked for someone who owned one. And bounced from mine to mine as they and then bounced from mine to mine as they got closed for reasons you failed to handle.
Oh,
I mean,
we
that's what
haven't
I
closed any. I go and I get them started and pass the success on to the next person when we open the next mine.
I hear those air quotes.
I'll be out of a job if one closes.
Right. Well, you should know that our recommendation to the elders, or my recommendation at least, I won't speak for my compatriots, is going to be to shut this mine down permanently.
Oh, hey, cool.
Wait, what?
Telepathy.
No. You don't shut down something this profitable. You make it more profitable. God.
Well, clearly the owners aren't willing to take the steps needed to do so.
He's just staff. Just leave the guy alone. He doesn't make those kinds of decisions. I'm sorry for them. Just, you know what? We need to go.
Yes, we do. Out of this death
Yes, you
trap.
do.
You shut up. And Ven walks away.
I'm so sorry for them. I'm so sorry. Although she does leave with the hat.
God damn it! The blood shows on the black.
That's why you wear red.
This is a guy with the pink hat.
As soon as it was cleared up to me that you were playing Deadpool, I was like, there's so many jokes I can help set up here.
Yes. So what if that's the chaos? Also, yes, I keep the bright pink hat.
And yeah, I head back to the tavern to rest and get some fucking tea.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you head back out and into town, and that's where we will leave and pick up in 2 weeks when we have everybody back.
Awesome.
No, next week
So
is
on
their
that note,
half of the adventure.
I'm having terrible internet. But the bonus to having terrible internet is we have a sweet outro video that tells you all of the things we have going on the channel, when you can come and see them, when we would love to have you hanging out with us for the few of you that are here today.
Yay, thanks for coming.
Down for the raid that we're going to run out to our friends.
Oh, you really are having some troubles there.
Yeah.